she said. Your sister deserved what happened to her. About her assault, I said nothing. Then I posted her saying it online. The internet destroyed her life in 24 hours. Welcome to Seductive Dreams. It would be so much appreciated if you would subscribe to my channel and like the video. Now, without further ado, let's go. I, 28 male, am sitting in my silent apartment. It's too quiet. 3 years of background noise, of her humming, of her trashy reality shows, of her endless phone calls. It's all gone, and it's my fault, or rather my doing. My girlfriend is, or I guess was a mindfulness and authenticity coach. You know the type. Pastel-colored Instagram feed, inspirational quotes over photos of sunsets, endless talk about holding space and vibrating higher. She made a decent living selling online courses and private sessions to people who wanted to find their true selves. I thought it was a bit silly, but it made her happy. And for a long time, she made me happy. My sister Maya, 24, is my whole world. Last year, she was assaulted. It was brutal, random, and it shattered her. The legal process was a nightmare that ended with the guy getting a plea deal that felt like a slap on the wrist. Recovery has been a slow, agonizing climb for her. I've been there every step of the way. Therapy appointments, late-night calls when the nightmares came, just sitting with her in silence when words were too much. All was supportive at first. She brought over soup, said all the right things, but lately her patience has been wearing thin. My focus wasn't 100% on her anymore. Maya's trauma, as she started calling it, was an inconvenience, a recurring appointment in my calendar that took away from our date nights. 2 weeks ago, Maya had a breakthrough. She's a potter, a really talented one. For the first time since the assault, she spent a whole weekend at her wheel. She made a set of 4 beautiful, oversized coffee mugs. She glazed them in a deep ocean blue with flecks of gold. She brought them to my apartment as a thank you gift for me, and for she was so proud. It was the first time I'd seen her genuinely smile in a year. That brings us to last night. Ara and I were supposed to go to some gallery opening with her friends. I had to cancel because Maya had a severe panic attack and I needed to go be with her. I got home around 11 p.m. exhausted. All was waiting for me, tight-lipped. The argument started small. You always prioritize her. She needs to learn to stand on her own 2 feet. I was tired. I didn't engage much. I just made myself some tea using one of Maya's new mugs. That's when controls snapped. You and that stupid girl, she seethed. I'm so sick of this. Sick of your life revolving around her pathetic little drama. She gestured wildly with her hand and knocked my new mug off the counter. It shattered on the tile floor. It wasn't an accident. The motion was too deliberate. I just stared at the pieces. That beautiful blue shattered. Oh, whoops, she said, her voice dripping with sarcasm. I didn't say a word. I knelt and started picking up the larger pieces. Her voice dropped to a low, venomous hiss. You know, if she hadn't been walking home alone so late, dressed like that, maybe none of this would have happened. Honestly, a part of me thinks your sister deserved what happened to her. A little reality check. The world stopped. I just froze. A piece of sharp ceramic in my hand. I didn't look at her. I didn't yell. I didn't do anything. My phone had been on the counter where I'd left it after talking to Maya's therapist. I have a habit of recording audio notes for myself. Thoughts, ideas, reminders. It's an old habit from college. The little red icon was still active on the screen. It had recorded everything. The smash, her words. I slowly stood up. I looked at her. Really? Looked at her and saw a complete stranger. Get your things, I said. My voice was flat, empty. And get out of my home, she scoffed. Oh, don't be so dramatic, Leo. I was just angry. Get out. She must have seen something in my eyes then because she backed down. She packed an overnight bag, slamming drawers, all the while muttering about how I was overreacting, how sensitive I was. She left. I sat on the floor for an hour. Then I picked up my phone. I trimmed the audio file. It was 32 seconds long. The sound of the mug smashing, her sarcastic, whoops, and then the line, the one that will be burned into my brain forever. I opened a throwaway social media account. I uploaded the audio, just the audio, with a simple typed-out transcript over a black screen. I added a caption. This is Vance, the authenticity coach. This is what she sounds like when she isn't charging you $200 an hour to hold space. This is what she said about my sister, a victim of a violent assault. I didn't use any hashtags. I didn't tag her main account. I just put it out there. Then I turned off my phone and went to bed. I woke up this morning and turned it on. The clip has over 1 million views. Update 1. I need to preface this by saying I didn't expect this. I didn't think about virality or consequences or anything. I was just running on pure cold instinct. I wanted the person she presents to the world to see the person I saw last night. The first 24 hours were a blur. My post got picked up by some big commentary channels. People are masters of internet, so soothing. They found her business pages, her personal accounts, everything. The audio is so clear, her voice so distinct. There's no denying it's her. Her entire online presence is a raging dumpster fire. Every single post is flooded with comments. Thousands of them. People are canceling their sessions, demanding refunds for her courses. The Wellness Collective she was a partner in issued a statement this morning saying they have severed all ties with MS Advance effective immediately, citing that her expressed views are fundamentally incompatible with our community's values of empathy and healing. Her phone calls started around 8 a.m. yesterday. I didn't answer. She left 27 voicemails. They progressed through a fascinating, if predictable, cycle. Confusion. Leo, what is this? My phone is going crazy. Some stupid video. You need to fix this. Bargaining. Okay, I'm sorry. I was mad. I said a horrible thing. I didn't mean it. Just take it down, please. We can talk about this. I'll apologize to Maya. Rage. You are destroying my life, my career, everything I have built. You are tearing it down over one sentence. You are a monster. You'll be hearing from my lawyer. Pity. This one was my favorite. A sobbing, barely coherent message about how everyone is attacking her. How she's the real victim here. And how could I, who once claimed to love her, do this to her? Then came the flying monkeys. Her mother Delea called me. She didn't yell. It was worse. She used that disappointed, condescending tone that she's a master of. Leonard, she said. She always used my full name. I know you're hurting, but what you've done to Ara is unforgivable. She's a good person who made a mistake. You've unleashed a lynch mob on my daughter. You need to take that vile post down and issue a public apology for manipulating her words. I was silent for a long moment. Then I said, Delia, she said my sister deserved to be assaulted. I didn't manipulate anything. I just let people hear it. You took it out of context, she insisted. What context? I asked, my voice still flat. Makes that statement acceptable? She sputtered for a second, then hung up. I've blocked all of them. Ara, her mom, her dad, her sister. I'm only talking to my family and a couple of close friends who know the whole story. Maya called me. She'd seen it. A friend sent it to her. I felt a surge of panic, thinking I'd made things worse for her, but she was quiet on the other end of the line. Then she said, Thank you. And she started to cry. But it wasn't the broken, scared crying I've gotten used to. It was a different kind of cry. It sounded like relief. I don't feel good. I don't feel powerful. I just feel quiet. And for the first time in a long time, I feel like I did something right. Update 2. The quiet didn't last long. As it turns out, when you corner a narcissist, they don't retreat, they mutate. Ara launched her counter-offensive. She posted a tearful, professionally lit video to her now decimated Instagram account. It's a masterclass in deflection. She never actually apologizes for what she said. The highlights. My words were clipped and stripped of all context from a private, emotionally charged conversation. I have been the victim of a targeted harassment campaign orchestrated by a vengeful exartner. This is a classic example of digital abuse where a man uses technology to control and silence a woman. She finished by announcing she was taking a mental health break to heal from this traumatic ordeal. It was a bold move, and it might have worked on some people if not for two things. First, the sheer unambiguous awfulness of the original audio. Second, her entitlement, which is a force of nature. 2 days ago, my doorbell rang. It was Father, Richard, and her mother, Dilea. Richard is one of those guys who thinks a firm handshake and a loud voice can solve any problem. Leo, we need to talk, he boomed as I opened the door. There's nothing to talk about, Richard. Don't be a child, Dilea snapped, pushing past me into my apartment. You are going to fix this. I stayed by the door. Excuse me? Richard stepped in, crowding my space. You heard her. You've had your little tantrum. It's over. You will take down the original post. Then you will post a statement saying you were emotionally unstable, that you doctored the audio, and that you apologize to Lara for the damage you've caused." I actually laughed, a short, sharp, bitter sound. "You're delusional." "No," Delea said, her eyes scanning my apartment with disdain. "We're practical. All has lost everything, her business, her reputation. We will not let you ruin her future." "She did that herself," I said calmly. "The only thing I did was open a window so everyone else could see it too." This is when it escalated. Richard took a step closer. "Listen to me, you little punk. We can make your life very difficult. We have lawyers, good ones. We will sue you for defamation, for leal, for everything we can think of. We will drag you and your damaged little sister through the mud." And there it was. Damaged little sister. The calm I've been holding on to for a week finally cracked. Not into rage, into something colder. "Get out of my apartment," I said. My voice was low. "Not until you agree," Richard started. "Get out." I think they were genuinely shocked. I'm not a yeller. They finally left, muttering about how I'd be hearing from their legal team. So, here's my own little dirty trick. All is still technically on the lease for my apartment. She never officially moved out, just stayed here. I had been paying the full rent myself for the past year because my salary was higher and it was easier. Yesterday I went to my landlord. I explained the situation, leaving out the viral details, and started the formal process of having her removed from the lease. It's a pain, but it's legal and necessary. I then spent the entire afternoon packing every single thing she owns in this apartment. Every piece of clothing, every tube of overpriced face cream, every live laugh love sign. I packed it all into boxes methodically, neatly, and as I was clearing out the closet, I found an old tablet of hers she'd forgotten about. It wasn't password protected. Out of curiosity, I opened her messages, and I found it. A text conversation with her best friend dated the morning after our fight before the audio went viral. He kicked me out, like for real. Friend. OMG, what happened? We fought about Maya again. I might have said something about her deserving the attack, and I broke that ugly mug she made. Ara, you did not. He was just pushing all my buttons. He'll get over it. He always does. I took a picture of that screen with my phone. The next day, I got an email from a lawyer representing the Vance family with a cease and desist letter attached full of threats about a multi-million-dollar defamation suit. I forwarded them the picture of the text message conversation. I simply wrote, "Here's the context. Any lawsuit you file will include this as evidence during discovery. Please proceed at your own peril. All of boxed and available for pickup at her convenience. It has been 24 hours. I have not heard back. Final update." It's strange how quickly a storm can pass, leaving behind a completely new landscape. The past 6 months have been about rebuilding for me and for Maya. The legal threats from the Vance family evaporated. Their lawyer must have told them what a catastrophic idea a lawsuit would be. The text message was undeniable proof that I hadn't doctored or maliciously edited anything. It was the nail in the coffin of her victim narrative. All's attempt to rebrand herself as a victim of cancel culture failed spectacularly. The internet has a long memory. She couldn't get her business back. No one wanted to hire an authenticity coach who was so demonstrably, poisonously fake. From what I've heard through the grapevine, she had to move back in with her parents. She deleted all her public social media and works now as an assistant at her dad's accounting firm. Not a punishment in the grand scheme of things, but for someone whose entire identity was built on public adoration and a curated persona, it must be a private kind of hell. To be ordinary, to be irrelevant. Her father came to pick up her boxes. He didn't speak to me. He just loaded them into his SUV, his face a mask of stone-cold fury, and drove away. That was the last I ever saw or heard from any of them. Life is different now. Quieter. I moved out of that apartment last month. Too many ghosts. My new place is smaller, but it's mine. It doesn't echo with her voice or her absence. Maya's doing better than I have seen her in years. Seeing Ara face a consequence, even a social one, did something for her. It wasn't about revenge. It was about validation. It was proof that what happened to her mattered, and that the world wouldn't just shrug at cruelty directed her way. She's back at her pottery studio full-time. She's laughing again, a real deep laugh that I desperately missed. When I was packing up the old apartment, I found the box where I'd kept the pieces of the shattered mug. I couldn't bring myself to throw them away. I brought them to Maya. Last weekend, we sat together at her studio. She taught me about kintsugi, The Japanese art of repairing broken pottery with lacquer mixed with powdered gold. She said the philosophy is that the breakage and repair are part of the object's history, not something to hide. It makes the object more beautiful for having been broken. We spent hours painstakingly fitting the pieces back together, tracing the cracks with golden glue. It's not perfect. The cracks are visible, a web of shimmering gold against the deep blue. But it's whole again, and it's more beautiful than it was before. I don't feel like a hero. I don't celebrate what happened to Ara. I just feel a profound sense of peace. I protected my sister. I stood up for her when she couldn't. I look at that golden-seamed mug on my new kitchen counter every morning, and it reminds me that some things are worth fighting for, and some things, once broken,